Do you know that you can run big unattended automation jobs across multiple VMs dynamically at scale with the new Azure Virtual Desktop integration starter kit called Power Automate? In this video, let me show you how the Power Automate platform allows you to run RPA at scale with the power of Azure Virtual Desktops. With the Power Automate, you can now configure dynamically scalable unattended RPA to run huge workloads at ease. This means you no longer have to use a PC or a laptop. Your Power Automate flows can run in a virtual machine using an automation account, and that VM doesn't need to be always up and running. It can wake up, run your automation, and then stop on a schedule. Also, with Azure Virtual Desktop Integration Starter Kit, you could even run large-scale automations and elastically scale the number of VMs to distribute your workload across multiple computers. And then once the automation is complete, it can shut down your VMs so that you don't have to pay for the idle compute. And this really lifts the Power Automate to the next level category of premier cloud-first automation products. Until now, most of you should have run your desktop flows on a local PC or a laptop. But what if you have to execute transactions all through the day in real time, say as and when an email arrives? Maybe your laptop or PC is switched off at that time and can't run the desktop flow. So this is when you think about unattended RPA. So here under the run flow action item, you have this run mode option to choose. I can select the unattended run mode along with an always-on virtual machine to run desktop flows 24/7. Now that I have to connect this to a VM, click the ellipsis to add a new connection reference. From the connect dropdown, I'll select directly to machine. Now I'll choose my VM named RPA VM1. Then I need to add the local account's username and the password, and then click create. So now we have the virtual machine configured. Well, when you do this for the first time, it's a good idea to retain the run mode as attended just to test out the automation so that you can troubleshoot any issues. Once you have tested everything and know that it's working fine, you can then switch to unattended mode with this dropdown here. You can also monitor your jobs running in the Power Automate. Here is the VM monitoring page where you can see all the VMs I have connected. I have configured my desktop flow to run on RPA VM1. You can see all the transactions coming in by clicking the Run Queue tab. You can also enable auto refresh so that you can see a real-time view of the transactions being processed. You can see few more transactions coming in here and see that one is already in progress and other one is queued. Notice that as each transaction gets complete, it's removed from the list. And finally, all the transactions got complete. So now I can switch back to the Overview tab to see if all the transactions are succeeded. Note that you will need to purchase a Power Automate Unattended RPA add-on for this feature to be enabled. If you want to know more about the licensing options for Unattended RPA add-on, kindly refer to the link provided in the description below. It costs roughly about $150 per robot per month. Now that your unattended RPA can run 24/7, but what happens if your business improves and the volume shoots up? And you know that your single VM cannot process all the orders and you need to add more capacity. So in this case, you need an elastic infrastructure that can grow and shrink the virtual machines based on demand. Now that's where the real power comes in. Microsoft now offers dynamic load balancing across a group of machines through Azure Virtual Desktop. They have provided this integration starter kit exclusively built for this scenario, and you can find the URL in the description below. So to do this, the first thing is to configure your Azure Virtual Desktop environment running with multiple virtual machines that you can use with the Power App. This environment can dynamically scale up the VM count and scale down later based on the number of items in the Power Automate queue. You can see here the scaling orchestration is set to run every 15 minutes. The VM start threshold is set to 1 here, but what this will do is if you will have more than one item in the queue, it will automatically spin up additional VM to process the transactions. You will want to adjust the threshold depending on how long your flows run in a single VM to balance your cost against performance. The always on VM, like it sounds, say how many VMs are always on and ready to process. The shutdown method here is for scaling down and can be deallocated or stopped. A deallocated VM will take longer to start again compared to a stopped VM, but you won't be charged if it is deallocated. Now let me go back to the workflow and connect to this machine group so that all our automation can scale. Here I'll click the ellipsis again and select create a connection reference. I'll choose to connect directly to the machine. This time I'll choose the group called AVD Machine Group for Sales, which has 2 VMs in it now. Again, you need to add the local account for your automation to use in order to log into the VMs. Once you click create, the group is ready to start processing orders. This time you can see few more orders coming in. Now we will process 10 orders. You can see there are 8 concurrent requests now. They get distributed automatically between the 2 machines in the group, and these will start to scale down as your jobs get complete. Once it's complete, you will see there are no more runs in the queue. And again, you can see the overall status in the overview tab here. It's all done now, and we can go to see all runs, which shows that each machine processed an equal number of orders. So the load was distributed across both VMs. And this is how you can scale your automation as per your requirements. Hope this video gave you some good insights about dynamically scaling your RPA workforce. It's going to efficiently scale to whatever demand you have using the Azure Virtual Desktop infrastructure. So do you think this is a good feature that you were waiting for? And will you be using it in your implementations anywhere shortly? Stay tuned and I'll be back with more videos like this. Till then, it's Mulkesh signing off. Bye for now.